5 News This Morning starts now.
I'm afraid if this continues on, more parents are going to be reaching out to the school and asking for assistance.
Well, as the government shut down Interstate 20, we're hearing from a local nonprofit who says that they could soon see higher demand from kids and families in need.
As we head through the rest of the week this week, or I should say, well, I guess the next 6 days, high temperatures a little bit warmer today, but notice a little bit of a cool down Tuesday through Thursday, and then especially Friday and Saturday because we'll see a little bit of a rain to wrap up the week. We'll talk more about that, as well as a windy day today coming up.
And a local family speaks out after their car was stolen twice and then in a high-speed chase with police. We have more in the investigation.
But first, a live look outside this morning in Fort Smith, 6:30 on this Monday. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us here at 5 News this morning. Hope you're off to a great start. If you've been drinking the iced coffee because it's been so hot lately, it's time to switch over. Pull out the hot chocolate, get the hot coffee going because it's chilly out there this morning.
Apple cider weather even.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely is the weather for that apple cider. Now, the kind of fall season has officially arrived yesterday morning, and it's here to stay, at least for this week and probably for the rest of this month and hopefully for the rest of the season. Temperatures right now certainly feeling like fall out there in the 40s area-wide. Now, I will note that, again, this is where we should be this time of year, even though it feels so much cooler, especially yesterday morning was a little bit of a shock. The River Valley this morning, as you walk out the door, anywhere from about 6 to 12 degrees cooler. Northwest Arkansas is about the same because this is kind of where we started to see that cool down. But again, our normal lows are in the mid to upper 40s. So we should be around this range, even though it certainly hasn't been for the entire month. In terms of if you're heading off to the bus stop, it's going to be clear and chilly. Those temperatures in the 40s. By recess or lunchtime will be in the 60s. Winds are really going to pick up once the sun rises, especially from about 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So still going to remain windy as you're heading home. It's going to be warmer with plenty of sunshine. Those temperatures in the 70s. Those sustained winds will be anywhere from about 15 to 25 out of the south, gusts up to 40. So it's going to be warmer today. But notice that wind shift out of the northwest later tonight. So we're back to a little bit of cooler conditions tomorrow. Let's talk more about the winds today, as well as again that rain chance to end the week coming up in your full forecast. For now, take a live look at traffic. On this Monday morning, there's an accident along Highway 612. This is westbound, basically right off the interchange there, I-49. You can see on the right shoulder. So if you're getting onto Highway 612, there's that accident in that area. So be mindful of that, headed westbound in that direction. Otherwise, again, traffic is okay for the rest of the region. We'll have that full forecast for you coming up in about 15 minutes. Emily and Tiffany.
All right, thanks for that, Danny. Well, developing this morning, Amazon Web Services says that they have addressed the issue causing a mass outage. Maybe you woke up this morning and some of your web services weren't working, like Snapchat, or if you were trying to play Fortnite or even get on Amazon. But all these services should be working normally now. The outage led to major disruptions around the world. And AWS provides services to many governments, universities, and companies. And again, those users, they reported issues for Roblox along with Fortnite and Snapchat. And then for those doing the Monopoly, McDonald's app was down as well this morning. AWS says that they are trying to figure out exactly why it happened, but they do believe they have that resolution.
Well, the University of Arkansas Fort Smith is launching a new program designed to strengthen nonprofits across the River Valley and give students a chance to gain hands-on experience along the way.
5 News reporter Jacob Luthi is in studio with a look at the UAFS Center for Nonprofits and how it's helping local groups make a bigger impact. Good morning, Jacob.
Yeah, good morning. Back in April, the University of Arkansas Fort Smith received a $7.5 million grant to launch its new Center for Nonprofits. And since then, Program Director Emily Treadaway says she's been meeting almost daily with people looking to start nonprofits or seeking guidance for existing ones. Now, the center aims to help organizations thrive by providing hands-on support and expert guidance, offering leadership training, funding, access, capacity building, and partnerships with UAFS to address community challenges. The center will also be partnering with the UAFS Department of Social Work to expand research and workforce development opportunities. That includes research initiatives and paid internships that give students real-world nonprofit experience while supporting community organizations. Once fully endowed, the university says the goal is for the center to award annual mini grants to regional nonprofits in addition to operational resources. As the work begins at the center, the program director says she's excited for the potential the center has, not only in the River Valley, but across the entire state.
Sky's the limit, I think, for this center. There's not anything like it in the entire state of Arkansas, and so I really see it, especially with our University of Arkansas system being a statewide, school system, that this really could spread across the state and really bolster all the nonprofits across the entire state of Arkansas.
And Treadaway says with over 1,200 nonprofits in Sebastian and Crawford counties, this program meets a critical need in the River Valley. The center will be located at UAFS Center of Economic Development at the Bakery District in Fort Smith. Jacob Luthi, 5 News.
All right, thanks for that, Jacob. Well, today the federal government shutdown stretches into day 20. A source familiar tells CBS News that Senate Republicans have been invited to the White House for lunch on Tuesday. Senate GOP members are considering votes this week on bills that would allow certain federal employees, like active duty military, to be paid as the stalemate stretches on. Well, since the government shutdown began almost 3 weeks ago, we've highlighted some of the local agencies that are doing all they can to help those who've been laid off.
5 News anchor Darren Bob spoke with a River Valley nonprofit on the verge of being overwhelmed.
The Community Services Clearinghouse in Fort Smith is very well known for the Meals for Kids program, better known as the Backpack program. Right now, every Friday, the Clearinghouse sends home almost 2,300 sacks of groceries for students so they don't go hungry over the weekend. Executive Director Tammy Kuhn says the longer this shutdown lasts, the more they will be asked to help.
I'm afraid if this continues on, more parents are going to be reaching out to the school and asking for assistance. So if that happens, I feel like that's going to make our numbers really rise. And going into the holiday season on top of that is going to make it that much worse.
She says while they're just fine right now, that may not be the case in a few weeks.
We get our requests from the schools, not individuals. And so I feel like as more families and those parents of those kids start reaching out to their teachers and counselors, then the schools are going to be calling us. So it'll take just a little bit longer for it to kind of hit us. But I feel like it's probably getting to that point with those families that this is affected. There's a lot of families that this is affected in our area.
All of this means the Clearinghouse would have to come up with other ways of paying for any extra food.
We're a United Way partner, so we get United Way funds, but that's already set. So we won't be getting any more funding from that. Our big fundraisers for this year kind of are already over.
Kuhn says whatever happens, the River Valley always seems to come through.
The River Valley area is a very giving community, and usually when we come out with a strong need, it usually gets met. And so we'll have to rely on our community to help make sure we're getting those kids fed if that's what it comes to.
In Fort Smith, covering news where you live, I'm Darren Bob, 5 News.
Kuhn says even without the government shutdown, the number of students on the backpack program is higher this school year than it was last school year.
Well, developing this morning, a 13-year-old boy has died after falling off a bluff in Searcy County over the weekend. The National Park Service says that it happened Saturday morning near the Buffalo National River in north central Arkansas. The boy was hiking with his friend at Brewer Bluff when he lost his footing and fell. The Searcy County Sheriff's Office and National Park Service are both investigating. Well, this morning we're seeing dash cam video of a high-speed chase through Fayetteville.
It ended in the arrest of the man state police say was behind the wheel. We told you about the arrest of 23-year-old Dustin Paulman on October 4th. Investigators say the car was stolen. The crash happened at the intersection of Sang Avenue and Berry Street.
The owner of the car says that the vehicle was stolen from his family first on September 22nd and again a week later. Now the Bradford family is without transportation with no insurance coverage to replace the stolen car.
Another problem, another thing to deal with in life, and something that we have to overcome ourselves, because I knew that we only had the state minimum liability insurance. We paid cash for the car, and we knew now that we had lost it, and there was nothing else that we could do about it.
State police say that both Paulman and the passenger were taken to the hospital, and the passenger sustained serious but non-life-threatening injuries.
Fayetteville police say Paulman was transported to the Washington County Detention Center. He's facing multiple charges, including felony fleeing and kidnapping.